Welcome to the project. Tonight, the Aussie wildlife carers fearing criminal prosecution simply for trying to help save lives.
Plus, farewell, Harold. We chat to Neighbour star Ian Smith about saying goodbye to Ramsay Street amid his cancer fight.
And tonight is the night. Don't miss your chance to see Oasis performing live in the UK.
Plus, golfer Rory McIlroy breaks down in tears after finally winning the green jacket and taking out the US Masters. Now, the tears were because green is not his colour. So, oh, yeah, like that, did it?
Coming to you live from Gadigal Land with Stephen Price.
What a huge day we've had. Housing policy, a little bit of tax.
Yes.
Adam Ban handing out charity to students. All of that happened today.
Wow.
All at once.
That's what you picked out of all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm learning about all that right now, as you're saying it, Price.
Good.
That is not all that has happened today or is going to happen. It is a huge night for Oasis fans.
Oh, true.
This week on The Project, are you the ultimate Oasis fan? Before they land in Australia for their stadium tour, we're giving you and a friend the chance to see the Gallagher brothers in London or Manchester. All you have to do is watch The Project, grab the code word and enter at 10play.com.au/win.
Tonight is the night that we give away said code word.
Code word.
Good on us, by the way. I just think it's such a great competition, and we haven't been patted on the back enough for that.
No, specifically you?
Well, I had nothing to do with it, but I'll take it on.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Call him Sam, the dream maker. Let's get into the news now. And Aussie F1 star Oscar Piastri has done it again. He's taken the checkered flag at the Bahrain Grand Prix, notching up his second victory of the season. Piastri's performance also brings him within 3 points of McLaren teammate Lando Norris, who's currently on top of the Drivers' Championship ladder. The win also gave McLaren its first ever win on the Bahrain circuit after 21 starts.
Yeah, to finish the job today in style was nice. So yeah, I can't thank the team enough for the car they've given us. It's pretty handy out there.
And I'm more excited about that than apparently he is.
Yeah.
A major pre-election push today. The Australian Medical Association has ramped up its calls for a tax on sugary drinks. It wants a 50-cent surcharge per 100 grams of sugar. It would mean a standard can of soft drink would cost about 20 to 25 cents more. 108 countries already have a tax on sugary drinks, but both sides of politics here have ruled out the idea.
In an election cycle, there's a reticence to introduce the levies, but really this is about health, not about taxes, and we think that both sides should be putting it on their agenda.
And Rory McIlroy is tonight celebrating an historic win at the US Masters after a playoff against England's Justin Rose at Augusta National. And having claimed his first green jacket 11 years after his last major title, he's now one of just 6 golfers to have won all 4 majors. He's the first to complete the Grand Slam since Tiger Woods in 2000.
You know, this is my 17th time here, and I started to wonder if it would ever be my time. I'm just absolutely honoured and thrilled and just so proud to be able to call myself a Masters champion.
How huge was this today? I mean, so this guy gets to the 18th hole after 4 days. He's got about a 2-foot putt, misses it, and has to go and have a playoff with the British player Rose.
Justin Rose, yeah.
And the emotion, I've never seen someone as emotional winning as he was.
He was like uncontrollably weeping, but also I was watching it with a bunch of people at Moore Park Golf Club, big shout out this morning, and we were all like, we wanted the tears. We went on the journey. It feels like all golf fans went on the journey with him. An incredible result.
Okay.
And no, come on, don't do
No,
this.
I genuinely am mystified. I'm not upset. I'm just like, I don't understand. Why is this such a big deal?
Well,
What?
Yeah, I feel...
I'm freely admitting, I have a golf blind spot.
He's now won all 4 major championships. It's
Yeah.
very hard to do. Only 5 players before. The last one was Tiger Woods, who's considered, one of the...
He was good at golf, I know that.
He was famously good at golf and other things, which we won't bring up right now. But so to join that calibre, especially to battle the demons that Rory has, it's a huge, huge achievement.
So does that mean he's an all-timer? Is that what we're looking at now?
Yeah, 100%.
100, one of the best to do it. Guys, we we could keep talking about golf all show, couldn't we? But I've got something big, right? Move over Kendrick Lamar, guys. In an attempt to appeal to young voters, the Liberal Party, they've posted an Albanese diss track. I think it's pretty good. Have a listen.
It costs too much to live. The economy's looking a mess. So we live in check to check. Labor got us feeling so stressed. We need to find a solution.
This is real,
switch
by
up
the way.
People in power. I just want to put food on the table. So I'm willing to do what I gotta. Bring them prices down. This is what we need.
Oh, Wally just dabbed. You can't see it, but...
Couples gotta leave. Hey. Authorized by Ahurst Liberal
That'll get the youth vote.
Well, you know what else I reckon is going to be #1 on Pricey's Spotify Wrap this year, that's for sure.
It's not quite the same as There's a Hole in My Budget.
No, that's a classic.
That's a
never
big worm.
Bit of
Time for a
Australian
break.
wit.
We'll see you soon. Well, the election promises are really building up. Today, both parties have been busy spruiking their signature housing policies, each hoping theirs will cement their success with the vital youth vote.
They're just two men standing in front of Aussie voters, asking them to choose their shiny new housing policy.
We stand for increased home ownership.
We're going to help you buy that home.
Pulling out all the stops today, even wheeling out their kids.
I am saving up for a house, but as you've probably heard, it's almost impossible to get in. I mean, we're saving like mad.
You've brought your own son Harry out here. Why won't you support him a bit and give him a bit of help with getting his house?
I haven't finished the excellent points I was making.
Both leaders batting away mounting criticism that instead of fixing the housing crisis, their signature first home buyer policies, Albo's 5% deposit guarantee and Dutton's tax-deductible mortgage repayments, will pour fuel on the fire.
They will both have the effect of enriching those who already own homes at the expense of those who don't or who can't.
They want us to throw more money at housing rather than have more housing. That's just going to push up the prices even further.
Look, historically in Australia, prices tend to rise.
For months, housing promised to be the defining issue of the coming election. These duelling policies now an attempt by the major parties to woo those who hold the power this election, Millennial and Gen Z voters.
We have to deal with the reality for this generation.
It's a voting bloc the minor parties and independents have long known would be key to this campaign.
Just put the fries in the bag, little bro.
When Fatima Payman sensationally quit the Labor Party last year, her pitch to Gen Z voters was clear.
To the Sigmas of Australia, I've launched my own party, Australia's Voice.
Accusing the government of overlooking the concerns of young people.
And the dog water major parties are still full of capaholics. Work hard, save up, do everything right, and you still can't afford a home. How is this fair? ICL, TSPMOSDB, FR, wilted rose emoji.
So after breaking from the government to start her party for the next generation of Aussie voters, have the major parties just ripped her riz?
Skivity.
Fatima Payman is with us now. It's so nice to see you. You are here tonight to launch a big, shiny new tax policy. But before we get to that, I want to know, have you got anything that beats the two major parties' housing policies?
Look, the major parties aren't doing near enough for young people in particular. I mean, we're seeing a 5% deposit that is going to leave young people with, 95% loan that they'll have to take. And the median house price here in Sydney is like 1.6 million. And for them to be taking out such a massive loan on top of the HECS debts that they already have, it's not really addressing the core problem at its roots, which is a supply issue, right? Like, we need to have more houses. We can't just be driving up prices with increasing the demand.
So how would you do that?
Negative gearing, address negative gearing and capital gains tax discount, right? So we've got a policy through Australia's Voice to say, with capital gains tax discount, reduce it by from 50% to 25% over the next 5 years, and limit capital negative gearing to one property, because we know there are single mums out there who would use the investment property to then move into their home. So there is that understanding. But at the same time, it's important to be able to save the $20 to $25 billion that come out of that space.
I reckon Bill Shorten would like to have a coffee and discuss some of those policies with you at some point,
He's
given
got
his
time.
experience. Let's talk about tax. You've got a tax policy. Tell us about it.
So Australia's Voice knows that when it comes to the two major parties, they're too scared to try something new when it comes to tax reform. But Australia's Voice will raise the tax-free threshold to the minimum wage, which is around $48,000. And that means that Australians who are earning within the minimum wage, should not be taxed. It's just absurd that those who
So
are...
the tax-free threshold, at the moment, you don't get taxed on your first $18,000.
$18,000.
You want to make that $48,000.
$48,000.
That's a very expensive policy. What are you cutting?
Look, the costing, when it comes to costing, that's being done as we speak. But these are hard-working Australians who deserve a tax break. If we can give massive tax breaks to gas giants and multi-million-dollar corporations, we should be able to afford it to our everyday Australians. Don't you guys think?
You designed these tax policies and you said that young people now deserve to have it easy like the baby boomers did. As the official spokesman for the baby boomers, you won't be surprised, I went back and did some figures.
Oh, yeah?
So a 28-year-old baby boomer in 1992 was facing an unemployment rate of 11%. It's currently 4%, off the back of 17% interest rates on home loans. How's that easy?
Look...
That's not easy.
No, I think there have been privileges that baby boomers have, and I wasn't going to touch on it because, hey, we're here to make Australians' life easy. We are here to address the cost of living crisis, and Australia's Voice through raising the tax-free threshold to minimum wage.
I'll try and be unoffended. I'll try. It won't be easy.
Not trying to offend you, Steve. We're good mates here.
You might think your policy's mid, but I reckon you'll have a lot of support for it.
We want it for a goated Australia, so I know there's lots of people out there.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks so much. Take a
break. More project after this. We met 13-year-old Charlie Dunn, an absolute legend, and champion Shearer who can fleece 150 sheep a day. Now he's proven he's also got the gift of the gab, taking out third place at the Junior Sheep Auctioneers competition at Sydney's Royal Easter Show. Would you please welcome Junior Sheep Auctioneer Charlie Dunn?
I love it.
Charlie, we're all such massive fans of yours. You've got to be one of our all-time favourite guests. But look, congrats on making the top 3 at the Easter Show. What's it like competing there?
Oh, it's very hard. Everyone's pretty good at it, so yeah, you got to sort of be pretty good at it to make it on. So,
do you like coming down to the big smoke?
Not really.
Why is that?
It's a long drive.
There's a long drive.
What about the city people? Do you like the city people?
No.
What do you think of city people versus country people?
They don't get out of the way.
Yeah.
They just go straight through.
So what are you doing there? You want them to get out of the way?
I don't know. It's sort of just different. I don't know.
You mean they don't say hi on the street and everyone's on their own little mission? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about this entry into the auctioneering world. When did you decide to put down the shears? I'm trying to sound like a country guy right now. Put down the shears and pick up the hammer. Is that right?
Handpiece.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. When did you get into auctioneering?
Didn't really. My teacher sort of asking people to do it, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it for a day off school. Yeah, I'll do anything for a day off school.
What about visit the city? Actually, don't worry about it. Hey, so last time you were on the show, it was all about your shearing skills. How's that? Are you still shearing?
Yep. Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. We haven't got many sheep to shear at the moment, so just waiting for them to grow up, and then we can shear them.
When can you start shearing? What age for the sheep?
Oh, whenever you want to shear them, really.
While you're waiting for them to grow up, mate.
It's a very city-centric question from you, Wally. Any tricks on the auctioneering? What did you have to learn to do?
Well, usually you sort of want to engage the crowd and sort of invite people to bid for them. Like, you sort of want to, like, be really clear and everything. But today it was sort of, you really slowed down. Like, you didn't have to be fast. You just had to be clear.
Gotcha.
So it was sort of, it was hard to change from what I thought it was to now what it actually is. That's what I struggle with today.
Well, you came third. You must have done pretty well. I've got a challenge for you, though.
Hang on.
That bloke next to you, Sam, I want you to auction him off to the audience.
What? What do you mean?
That's the challenge. Here we go.
Wait, you're going to auction me off?
Shut up.
All right. What do I have to do?
All right.
Do I just stand here?
Yeah, I got one thing. Only the ladies are allowed to bid.
My man.
Go for it.
We'll start him off here at 200, 200. I got now 200 now, 200. Come on, ladies.
Come
Yes,
on.
I got 210, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Mate, you can't bid, but I got 280 now, ladies and gentlemen. 90, 300, 310, 20, 340, 50, 350 now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, I got 360, 70. Oh, you can't bid, mate. I got 380, 380.
Sell him, Charlie. Sell him.
So.
Mate, that's... Wow.
You are an amazing auctioneer because no one thought Sam was going to get that prize.
Yeah. A peek behind the curtain, no one bid at all. Well done, mate. That was amazing.
Fantastic.
What do I have to do, by the way?
You got to run off like a sheep.
Okay, I'll do what I got to do.
Do you reckon Sam needs a bit of a haircut?
Yeah,
No,
it
it
does.
looks pretty good.
There
we get it. The
Seasons
bond
later.
we have, you know.
This is great. Hey, thanks so much for coming in again. Would you please thank Charlie Dunn?
Still ahead, Sam is wrapping up a mega weekend in sport. What's your chance to see Oasis performing live in the UK? Well, whenever there's a natural disaster, an army of Aussie volunteers is always on the front line to help rescue and rehabilitate our wildlife. But for one of our most experienced volunteers, a lifetime of helping animals in need has led to a legal nightmare that even threatened jail time.
It's hard to describe a connection with a wild animal unless it's happened to you.
When Blue Mountains artist Tracy Dodds isn't painting, she's busy helping vulnerable kangaroos.
Being able to help them, make them relax, let them get better, and then send them off out into the wild again. Yeah, it's just the best feeling.
Over 12 years, Tracy rescued and rehabilitated more than 300 kangaroos, many of those during 6 years as a volunteer for Wires, Australia's largest wildlife rescue organisation.
I call myself a kangaroo whisperer, which is a joke, but I can communicate with them and relax them and then help them when they need help.
A state of emergency was declared 3 times as more than 5.5 million hectares of land was burnt.
When the Black Summer bushfires ravaged parts of New South Wales, Tracy worked tirelessly.
I was in the bushfire grounds every day for 3 months rescuing kangaroos, and we were rehabilitating quite a few of them.
Photos of Tracy spread worldwide, including this powerful image cradling a paw shared by Leonardo DiCaprio. It drove donations that would ultimately help Wires receive over $100 million.
This is dumpling.
It also inspired others to become wildlife carers, and Tracy was more than happy to help.
She was there every hour, any hour that I needed her from the very start. She was the number one person that I went to.
But in March 2021, Tracy's property was the target of an RSPCA raid. Dolores, an adult eastern grey kangaroo Tracy had rehabilitated for 4 months after being caught in a fence, was seized and euthanased.
She was pretty much a model patient. She was taking a little bit longer, but that could have been because she might have been hanging upside down for half a day or a day, 3 days, who knows.
Tracy says the encounter was traumatising, and the presence of a Wires representative left her questioning why the charity she volunteered for would report her without discussing the issue first.
I didn't have a record of concern about animals in the past, so I was completely surprised that they would have a problem with what I was doing. They hadn't communicated in any way. They hadn't told me I was doing a good job. They hadn't told me I was doing a bad job. So I just kept going.
The RSPCA claimed Tracy's failure to seek veterinary treatment in the 2 weeks between the 20th of February and the 8th of March 2021 left Dolores in such a poor state it was cruel to keep the animal alive. 11 months after the raid, Tracy was charged with aggravated animal cruelty.
On 99% of the occasions, we can find alternatives, but the circumstances with this animal, with this person, were such that we thought that it was serious enough to take what is one of the toughest actions.
Obviously, as a wildlife carer, you don't have a healthy animal in your care, you have a compromised animal. So I thought I'd just explain that, and it didn't go as planned.
In a case that has stretched over 2.5 years, last month Magistrate Leanne Robinson found Tracy guilty of aggravated animal cruelty. The outcome has rattled wildlife carers.
I'm here because I feel like there's been an injustice. This case has made us all feel is very vulnerable, unsupported and scared.
Incensed, Broughton and her mother-in-law withdrew from Wires.
I know a lot of people who have left already. They just do not want to be the next person.
If we're not looking after our carers, and in fact, if we're choosing and making decisions to punish them and prosecuting them when they've tried their very, very hardest, then we need to take a really long, hard look at the system.
Outside Windsor Local Court, dozens of supporters rally for Tracy. Many express their disappointment with the charity they volunteer for.
We don't get a lot of support, and right now it's just that the Wires members, and you can see how many people are here today, feel as though that we're under siege.
When they first said they were putting together a welfare team with the funds that came out of the bushfires, we were really excited because we thought it would be to support volunteers, but we haven't seen any of that support. If anything, what we're actually seeing is it's an enforcement to pursue volunteers.
It would appear that from that massive injection of money that they are seeking to make governance, systems and institutional change to Wires. Now, that may be a worthy pursuit, but if you are going to do that as an organisation, as a charity, you must look after your volunteers, your members, and you must bring them along with you.
In contrast to the Red Cross, who spent 96% of the $242 million it raised from the fires within 2 years, Wires members claim their charity has yet to use the bulk of donations. Its 2024 balance sheet showing a $73 million surplus.
Those donations were intended for people to care for wildlife. So you've got people that have spent tens of thousands of dollars on their own money, are continuing to buy food and pay for vet bills, while Wires sits still on millions and millions of dollars. And to us, that's a tragedy.
At sentencing last Wednesday, Magistrate Robinson acknowledged the harm was unintentional, but imposed a 6-month community corrections order. With a conviction recorded, Tracy is banned from owning, keeping or caring for any animal, including pets, for 5 years and must pay the RSPCA's legal costs of almost $27,000.
The magistrate did say some really great things about my character and about wildlife carers, so it's just still a bit of a shock.
Why would anybody want to go and become a volunteer? I think that's the message that's been sent today.
This is not about Wires, this is not about a wildlife carer. This is a person that we came across as a consequence of a complaint. We saw an animal that was in need and we dealt with it. And in this circumstance, like the 1% of all other matters, we saw fit to take this one to court.
Over the years, Tracy has poured tens of thousands of dollars into helping kangaroos. Her purpose-built enclosures now stand empty and will for some time to come.
It's really sad. It's sad for the animals because when I rescue them, I know I can rehabilitate them, but I can't do it and there's no one else who can do it. And then they get euthanized and it's really, really heartbreaking.
Tracy's suffering and most importantly, the kangaroos are suffering from what's happened to Tracy. She's our hero, but she's also their hero.
How does any of that make any sense? I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely. And the worst, I mean, there's a lot of bad things, but I think the worst thing is she's now prohibited from doing what she loves, is caring for animals.
Yeah, it seems incredibly punitive, right? Yeah.
It just also seems a bit odd.
Aggravated animal cruelty.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know what the law specifically is, and I don't know what all the evidence was, but this is not a woman who's trying to do something cruel to animals.
No.
So you would think there is a pathway whereby, if it's training that she needs, provide the training. You've got how many million
Seems like bureaucracy got in the way
Yeah.
somehow, and it all got very confusing. I mean, the RSPCA, they seem to do a pretty good job, but it doesn't seem they've got that right.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a pub test thing. Like, does this pass the pub test? And it just doesn't kind of sit right. I obviously don't know the legality around it, but yeah, it just doesn't quite add up.
Interesting point that other people don't want to become carers.
Yeah.
This can happen. Tracy says she is planning to appeal the conviction, so we'll keep you updated on that. We did reach out to Wires, but they declined our interview. In writing, CEO Leanne said, quote, for more than 40 years, Wires has remained dedicated to supporting their volunteers. Her full statement is on our website.
Also, I should point out a fellow carer did set up a GoFundMe to help pay the legal costs that RSPCA is owed, and that has nearly happened very, very quickly. So you see the community support. It's pretty clear where that is. All right, we're off to a break. We'll project soon.
News now, and tonight pop star Katy Perry is preparing to blast to the edge of space. She's part of a 6-member all-female crew on board Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket that will launch from Texas. Also taking flight is broadcaster and Oprah bestie Gayle King, as well as Jeff Bezos' fiancé, journalist Lauren Sánchez. It will be Blue Origin's 11th human space flight. The trip will be set to last 11 minutes.
I'm not going to say I can't believe I'm here. I do believe this because I think that believing your dreams and saying that is actually how you make your dreams come true.
Wow.
Well, this could be a sign of just how nuts Sydney's real estate market has become. Several small plots of land occupied by electricity substations are being sold off as prime building sites. These parcels of land are zoned for low-density residential, and so there's talk that the 100 square metre lots could go for as much as 700 grand. Agents say the listings are hard to price because they're unique, guys.
Well,
those boxes, it's still live electricity in those boxes.
I reckon I could build a house to house me there in one of those little.
Well, you'd live in the little substation.
It'd be a mansion.
Your driveway is bigger than all of those.
Not bad at all. Guys, Rory McIlroy broke down in tears. Piastri did it again, gather round gathered, and the Swannies got pumped, which led me to start crying like Rory. Anyway, it was a big weekend for sport and for tissues. Let's do it. We're talking sports. The US Masters, it's done for another year. Congrats to my man Rory. Rory finally did it, but the shot of the tournament belonged to Jordan Spieth. Okay. Oh, did you see that? Look at this. Oh, my God. I didn't realise they were doing a nearest to pin competition. Did you get that one, everyone? Okay, well done. Augusta is famed for its hazards, the famous Rays Creek. So many bunkers and even sometimes caddies holding flag sticks. Here we go. That's Max Homer. What's happening?
No.
He got the caddy. Oh, look at him just being quite chill as well. I respect that. Holding back the tears. Don't let him see you cry, mate. I like it. Now, I feel bad for that bloke. A terrible day. You're not going to believe this. A few hours later, he got sack-whacked. Isn't that unlucky? Now, the AFL's gather round. It was in South Australia. And you might remember Saints player Jack Higgins. He copped some flack saying he didn't like Adelaide. Well, Geelong's Max Holmes. He's smart. He's not going to fall for the same mistake.
Do you get a bit of time to unwind? Yeah, we do. I'm out of here, though. I'm out of here tomorrow as soon as possible. I'm not going to Jack Higgins it, but it's great. It's a nice city, but I like home more.
Dude, you live in Geelong. What? Geelong versus Adelaide. It's like choosing between Harris Scarf and Target Country. All right. Anyway, now to rugby league, where Canberra thumped Cellar Dwellers Parramatta. Not only did they take the points, hooker Tom Starling also took something else.
In front of DeChambeau. Raiders with the ball right on halfway.
And he threw it away.
Tom Starling. Starling without looking. Nicked his headgear. That is one of the cheekiest plays you'll ever see.
I love the commentary. Cheeky. NRL is the funniest sport, isn't it? Removing someone's headgear, putting them in danger is cheeky. Cutting his brakes, that's just been a bloody Larry. It's the best. To IPL cricket, where Ishan Kishan is playing 2020, but 2020 his vision is not. Great shot. Good save as well. Now what's happened here? And he's losing the ball because it's camouflage. Look at this. He loses it in the wall. It's crazy.
I've never seen it.
Isn't that crazy? it's like Pricey looking for his glasses. It's like, mate, they're on your head. Calm down. Finally, guys, let's go to the NBA, where I think someone mixed up this commentator's promo script.
Tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the new crispy tenders at CarMax. What? The way car buying should be. Can that be? What is that?
I mean, whatever. I mean, Bunnings do sausage sizzles. Why can't you do chicken tenders and car parts? I reckon they just needed a real pro to read it. So, Waleed, can you read the auto cue for me right now?
Torden's Tee-Off, brought to you by CarMax Crispy Tenders. Perfect for moments like this.
There we go. Edgy stuff, Waleed. You got to throw to a funny clip.
Got it right in the tenders. You're watching The Project. See you soon.
It is the reunion of the century and the tour everyone is talking about now. Massive Oasis news. With just a few strums of the guitar, Oasis redefined 90s rock.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
This year, the album that turned the Manchester five-piece into global megastars, What's the Story Morning Glory, turns 30.
Well, let's just say this, okay? This is the biggest album of the 90s. Full stop, period, end of sentence, end of paragraph. That's how big.
They released anthem after anthem and sold 75 million albums in the process.
They are songs to everyone, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, you've had no pints, 10 pints. They're songs that just make you want to sing in the street.
But it wasn't always, or perhaps ever, smooth sailing for the famously feuding brothers and lead vocalists Noel and Liam Gallagher.
Shut the f*** up. Why are you trying to pick a fight? I've only just got into the country. Don't like each other, man.
And in 2009, after years of fighting, the band called it quits.
There's kind of been a demand for a reunion since the day they split up. They've known, as long as we've known, that we wanted them back together.
Then, last year, with speculation reaching fever pitch...
Me and him are like telepathic, you know what I mean?
Oasis fans got their wish.
This is it. This is our home.
The band announcing more than 40 shows around the world with a run of 5 sold-out shows in London and their hometown of Manchester. And now you can be a part of history. The Project and Live Nation are offering you the chance to see this unmissable sold-out tour. We'll fly you and a friend to England, pay for your accommodation, give you 2 tickets and $2 grand in spending money. All you got to do is grab tonight's code word and head to 10play.com.au/win to enter. This could be you.
I get goosebumps every time I see the promo. You know, they say your lifelong music tastes are actually formed in adolescence. Like, What's the Story Morning Glory was the CD I listened to. Incredible to win this competition. If you missed that code word, here it is again. It's Gallagher, and you've got until midnight tonight, Australian Eastern Standard Time, to enter. Taking your mate.
Which, $2,000 spending, that is at least like £50.
Yeah. It's like 3 beers.
That's
3 beers.
amazing.
Return trip on the tube somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, just quickly, hackers in Silicon Valley, you know the hoodie types that are like that, they've replaced...
So how are they, mate?
They've replaced pedestrian crossing sounds with AI voices of Elon Musk. It's amazing. I reckon it's going to create a jaywalking boom.
Hi, this is Elon Musk. Welcome to Palo Alto, the home of Tesla engineering. You know, they say money can't buy happiness, and yeah, okay. I guess that's true. God knows I've tried. But it can buy a Cybertruck, and that's pretty sick, right? Right. I'm so alone.
In unrelated news, this just came through. People in Silicon Valley are putting themselves in front of cars. That's weird. I wonder
how long do you reckon those pedestrian crossings are going to last?
Oh, they're going to get ripped out so soon.
They're burning Teslas in the street. The crossings.
Well, they also did one with Zuckerberg as well, and people don't like that either. I mean, no one likes it, of course, but yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Well, you know who people do love? This man. He is a stalwart of the nation's longest-running soap. But tonight, Ian Smith graced our screens for the last time as the iconic Harold Bishop. So let's take a look back as we farewell Ramsay Street royalty.
Ian Smith has been bringing one of Ramsay Street's favourite characters to life since 1987.
Hello, everyone.
Harold Bishop, a church-going vegetarian teetotaler and husband to the fiery, no-nonsense Madge.
Not now that I'm falling in love with you again.
Known for his iconic spats with rival-turned-friend Luke Carpenter.
You push me in, you pompous twit! I beg your pardon.
And his iconic return to the show, resurfacing with amnesia years after he was presumed dead.
Sorry, I don't know your name. Madge, your wife.
But a few months ago, the 86-year-old revealed he'd be stepping down after a devastating diagnosis.
I found out a few months back that I have a very aggressive, non-fixable cancer. They expect me to die.
As Ian leaves the show to continue immunotherapy, his final victory lap has included a special on-screen reunion.
Madge?
I don't know who this Madge is, but I can assure you I'm not her.
Farewelling Ramsay Street for one last time.
You will all always be in my heart.
Well, the legend himself, Ian Smith, a.k.a. Harold Bishop, joins us now. There is so much love for you, Ian. How are you feeling? I mean, it's been a pretty wild few months for you.
Look, I'm feeling fine physically. I know I've got cancer because doctors keep telling me I have, but that's the only thing. That's the only way I know. I've got no pain. I've got none of that.
In fact, when you were diagnosed last year, doctors weren't that hopeful, were they? What did they say to you?
Yeah, I was supposed to die in March.
What?
Oh, I didn't.
As in last month? Wow.
Yes, yes. How about that? Yes. So I'm here to talk about me dying last month.
I mean, it's a remarkable scoop, so thank you. Aside from all, I mean, you're on this new treatment. You are defying all the odds, evidently. You look incredible.
Immunotherapy.
I mean, given all that, do you need to stop?
You mean stop living? What? What do you mean?
No, stop acting. Do you need to leave?
Oh, no. I want to go forever. I don't want to play Harold anymore, but no, I don't want to stop acting.
Right. So we'll see you pop up elsewhere?
I'd love to think so, but nobody's clambering at the front door.
Well, actually, they are looking for another 007.
Oh,
yeah, it's a good point.
Perfect.
I don't like doing things that are obvious.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Now, mate, I can imagine the goodbyes leading up to this were very difficult. What was that last day on set like?
It was incredible. It was truly... You know, I saw real tears. Young people. I mean, young people. Where's this barrier? Where's this barrier between young and old? It wasn't there. I was getting all these lovely, lovely attention from these beautiful young people, and the people that I've worked with for years and years. Stephen Dennis. I mean, what Ryan Maloney. You can't buy friends like that. You can't. I nearly said I'll take them to the grave with me, but that's not a long journey, isn't it?
Oh, well, I mean, it's been such an amazing time on the show. It's like, I actually can't believe right now I'm talking to Harold Bishop. This is a career highlight. What are some of your...
that a secret for a while, didn't you? Yeah.
What are some of your favourite Harold moments from over the years?
It comes back to that one ridiculous scene where Mrs. Mangle and Harold got drunk.
Oh.
Nearly said pissed.
You can say it.
No, I don't do things like... Yes, I do. And it was just so much fun with an actress of her calibre. God, We made up things we never rehearsed. And I walked away from that saying, look, maybe I can make it after all.
So, quite seriously though, what is it like being a character that is so universally loved like that?
Well, we went through some marvellous things. I mean, the royal family, the Queen Mother was a huge fan, and she asked for us to go over and be in the Royal Command performance. Before I went, there was a show on the Queen Mother and how she used to win the most difficult people over with her little head to the side, little submissive head to the side. I said, all right, darling, you're not going to get me. So anyway, we got over there. We all lined up as you do every year, and they come along. So anyway, she got to me and she said, oh, Mr. Smith, I do enjoy your Harold. I thought, oh, we should. Oh, bugger, she got me. You know, and she did. She absolutely got me.
Yeah. Oh, well, loved by royalty and Aussies alike. You are a national treasure, Ian Smith. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.